Hi, mabuhay sa inyo lahat. I am back with Wacky World Facts and History by Trending ni Andres. Ako yun. And today I'm going to talk about Carriedo Fountain or Fuente Carriedo. With all the water shortage that we're experiencing here in the Philippines and especially in Manila, we really have some serious problems, especially after 5 typhoons hit Manila and it's making the water muddy. There's a lot of places where there was no water for many days. That's a problem. Now this got me to think about the Carriedo Fountain in front of the Santa Cruz Church. Let me bring you back about 277 years to the year 1743. And that was the year when the Spanish Don Francisco Carriedo y Peredo died. He used to live in Santa Mesa. He was the general of the Spanish Navy here in the Philippines. And he invested a lot of money into the galleon trade that went from Acapulco in Mexico to the Philippines right here in Manila. Upon his death, he willed and he left a fortune to Manila. He donated 10,000 pesos, which was an absolute fortune back in 1743. Just imagine 10,000 pesos. That's like millions of pesos today. He left that in his will to bring water to Manila. He actually wanted the people of Manila to have fresh and clean water. So he was willing this money to a foundation, a fund set up just for Manila water supply. So what the fund was supposed to do was this. It was supposed to invest his money into the galleon trade between Mexico and the Philippines. Whatever money was earned there would go back into the coffer. Now this money would again be lent out and put back into the galleon trade and again earn more money until there was enough money to build a water supply in Manila. So according to Don Francisco Carriedo, water was supposed to be supplied for free to the poor people and to the Franciscan nuns here in Manila. Everybody else who would get water from the Carriedo Waterworks would have to pay for it. So what happened to the money he willed? Well, the 10,000 pesos was placed into an iron chest and it was labeled Fondo de Carriedo. And one key was actually given to the mayor of the city, another one was given to the senior deputy of the Chamber of Commerce, and of course one was given to the senior alderman of Manila City during those times. Just imagine that, by 1762, it was just like another 19 years, this fund grew to a huge amount of 250,000 pesos. In 19 years, guys, this was an amazing amount of money. But then, what happened? British invaders, they raided Manila, they took the chest and the money was almost gone. A little bit was left. It was saved on another galleon out there in Manila Harbor. Luckily, with this money, which was just around maybe a few thousand, maybe 10,000-20,000 pesos, with this amount of money, they rebuilt it over the next few years and they actually had another big fund of money. The problem was they lost a lot of money due to bad loans, but it still grew to an amazing amount of 177,000 pesos. Well, the Spanish, they introduced a lot of things to the Philippines, and one of them was the water systems in the barrios and the plazas all around the country. However, in the old Manila, we still used the rivers for transportation, for washing our clothes, to get drinking water, and of course, for transportation. So this was really a problem. There was no clean water in Manila at that time. And do you know how they cleaned the water for drinking? They simply just strained it, they put it into this big tapayan and then clarified it with tabas. It wasn't until 1878 when Governor Moreno, he established the Municipal Waterworks. And the good thing was here that he created it from the fund of Don Carriedo. The idea here was to bring running water to Manila. So let's fast forward a few years from 1878 when they started building the waterworks to 1882. The Carriedo Fountain was finally inaugurated on the 24th of July 1882. And this was of course to commemorate the great achievements of Don Carriedo. With him establishing this fund for Manila, he was able to provide water, running water, clean water to Manileños. So where was this fountain located? In front of Santa Cruz Church? No, it wasn't. It was in a completely different place. It was actually at the old Plaza Rotonda in San Paulo, which was near to Mactahan Bridge and Ramon Magsaysay Boulevard, as well as the Arsenio Lacson Avenue. During those times, they had different names to the streets. It was Calle Santa Mesa, and of course later on, during the American times, it was Governor Forbes Street. So that is why this fountain is called the Carriedo Fountain. It was really named after Don Carriedo, who gave this money to the city, made it grow for more than 200 years to establish this amazing water system. The Carriedo Fountain has actually moved quite a few times. It moved from the Rotunda de San Paulo to Arroceos Park, which where the head office of MWSS was. In 1976, it was moved again, and this was because the MWSS was moving to Balara Filter Park, which is in Quezon City. So they moved the entire fountain to Quezon City. Pretty amazing, huh? But that's not where it ends, because it was moved again. During the first term of Mayor Alfredo Lim, they moved it back to Manila. He convinced them that this had to be one of the best things they could do for the city of Manila. Now, MWSS was not too happy about this because it was standing at the head office, and moving it, it would kind of lose the ambience there and the heritage, of course. So they asked the national artist Napoleon Abueva to make a replica of the fountain. And the original was moved to the place where it is located today in front of Santa Cruz Church. And the replica is now in front of MWSS. So it's a great thing. It's actually in a place where we can really see it, we can enjoy it again. The Carriedo Waterworks actually has an amazing and interesting story. And I will bring this to you in one of my upcoming videos. I need to go and visit a museum in San Juan to show you much more about this. What was amazing was that 2 million gallons of water was actually transported to the city of Manila every single day. And the reservoir could have as much as 14 million gallons of water in it. That was pretty amazing. And another thing I'm doing is I'm trying to locate those 153 hydrants where water came out. They are somewhere in Manila, but I think most of them have actually disappeared over the years. But I'm pretty sure I found one right in front of the Manila Cathedral in Intramuros, and I saw it there. I'm gonna go back to check it. I want to do my fact checking. I want to make sure that this is really the fountain where water came out from Carriedo Waterworks before I show you. So guys, this has been one amazing fountain, moving from place to place. So why don't we have a look at the reliefs on it to see how beautiful it is by day, by night. It's been cleaned up. It's an amazing fountain that really commemorates the idea and the life of Don Carriedo.